Life is not usually linear, am I right? And just when you think you've got a hold of things, the rules of engagement change. You feel like you've got your baby's sleep schedule down packed, and then they go through some kind of leap. And now they're going from 2 naps to 1, or they're not eating the food that they ate yesterday, or someone gets sick, unexpected travel comes up. Life is always happening. And in order for us not to feel like it's always happening to us, we can be prepared for unexpected things. There are certain mindset shifts, strategies, tips and tricks that I feel like are really useful to keep you from going crazy and keep you on top of your life as much as possible. If you've ever had a hard or unexpected bump in the road, then this video, it's for you. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Julie. I hold a doctorate in occupational therapy. I coach moms to go from surviving to thriving in their lives, and I have 3 young children of my own. I'm so glad to have you here, and if you would be so inclined, I would be so grateful if you could click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with any mommy friends that might need to hear this message. So I just want to preface this conversation, a disclaimer if you will, about what I mean when I say challenging things. Some of these things that I'm going to talk about you may think are very trivial, no big deal, and some may make you feel overwhelmed. It really depends on your life circumstance, what you're individually dealing with. When I'm talking about unexpected things, I'm talking about things that are short term, that do have an end. We're not talking about very serious, heavy topics that may seem like things would never change. That's a video for another day. So I just wanted to make sure that we're clear on that. And I also want to point out the obvious, like what makes me qualified to talk about unexpected things in life? I have had to weather the storm of raising 3 children in a foreign country without any family or support network nearby. Now, has that changed and improved? We have built up friends, yes. We have tried to cultivate a support network. That's kind of where I am coming from, where I've had to dig deep, because there have been many times when I've been really unhappy about what is going on in our lives and the situation and feeling very stuck. So that is why I wanted to create this video for anyone that might be going through something similar. What are examples of unexpected challenges? Some of the things that I feel like stress people out could be a friend coming over for a play date. Maybe it's last minute. You know, we're coming out of this post-pandemic world where we haven't been interacting with people as much. We don't know families as well. And I don't know about you, but I want my home to look good when people come over, and it can be stressful if there is chaos everywhere. There's clothes everywhere and toys. Your kids aren't listening to you. They haven't made their bed, or they haven't put their toys away. The same goes with maybe having friends coming over to stay with you. Being a host and having people come and stay with you can be a lot. If you have kids in school, what about all the unexpected school commitments that maybe you're not familiar with? We have started a new school, we're in a new town, and there's a lot of things that I don't know to expect will happen with school. Every school is slightly different, and they have different events that come up, and you kind of feel this pull that you're expected to be involved in every kind of thing and volunteer your time. That can be very stressful, especially if it creeps up on you or you don't know what the requirements are until the last moment. Another thing that happens to us a lot personally that I find pretty stressful, and I want to talk about how I've shifted this, is when one partner is traveling. And my husband travels a lot for work, and it's often at very short notice. We don't have like a regular babysitting situation. I'm in 2 minds about that. And then the last thing that no one can really predict is someone getting sick. Often if you've got all those other criteria before that, that sets up the perfect storm where you don't feel well and your immune system is hit and you start to feel sick. But man, when one partner is down, we feel it. I boiled it down to this. Your attitude towards any situation is going to determine the outcome. It just is what it is. The activities and the actions will follow once you have the mindset in place. This is no exception. Your mindset is crucial when it comes to navigating these challenging times, and this will determine how resilient you are. And sometimes it comes down to being super intentional, making the choice, hey, I am going to enjoy this time, I'm going to find the good in this hard time, and I'm going to get through this. It is a decision to make a choice to not focus on the negative, to not spiral out of control. So let's take my husband traveling as an example, because this is something that happens a lot for me, and personally is something I have really struggled with. My husband, for his work and things, would travel a lot for work unexpectedly. We'd usually have like a week's notice, maybe 2 weeks notice. It doesn't really matter how much notice. In a way, the more notice, the more I can kind of be grumpy about it. And I made a decision in my head because I just thought, hey, this continues to happen, and I do believe that lessons continue to get thrown at us if we don't deal with them. This continues to happen to me, so clearly there are some lessons for me to learn in here, and I have a few choices. I can hire help, I can ask a friend to help me, or I could also make the choice in my own mind to be organized, to plan, and to choose to make this an enjoyable time. And what I found once I made that choice, that this is not going to be the worst thing in the world, that he's gone for 4 days or 5 days or 2 days and I'm left with the 3 kids on my own, once I made that choice, things got a lot easier. And I started to make decisions around being more intentional. So for example, I reduced how many activities we do in a day because I found it very exhausting to get all the kids in and out of the house, manage them outside of our home, right? I'm much more of a homebody than my husband, so I preferred to have them at home. But obviously I do want them to, let out their energy and be tired, and that will help with bedtime, so it's a delicate balance. I also asked a friend to help me if there was something that I had planned already, because what would happen a lot and would increase my frustration exponentially is that I would have had plans, commitments that I have made, and now my husband is traveling and I rely on him to look after the kids when I need 2 hours to do whatever I need to do, and now I'm faced with this decision to cancel or reschedule, and that was very frustrating because it feels like I don't get any priority. This most recent trip that he went on, he was gone for about 5 or 6 days, which is quite a long time for us. I did a combination of all of these things. I hired a babysitter for a morning, asked a friend to come and hang out with her child so that they could play together. Well, she offered and I accepted the help because it's hard to accept help for me. I also just kept it low key and didn't do anything extravagant. I didn't put extra pressure on myself to, have the best weekend of my life. I tried to really focus and hone in on spending quality time with my children, just me and them. And this made the whole experience just so much more bearable and actually kind of sweet. So that is what I did in that specific situation. Obviously, if you are sick and one partner is taking care of children, it's going to be a little bit different. But what I really want to talk about now are strategies for coping. And these are kind of generalized rules that I feel like will help in any situation. It'll help you be more on top of the school calendar. It will help your partner or you if you're a solo parenting and one is sick or your child is sick, right? And I have evidence of this because I've used this technique with my clients and it works amazingly well. In fact, I had a recent client who we have just instituted what I'm going to talk about now, which is routines and a schedule. Her whole family got really ill, including her baby, and they were still able to maintain a good sleep schedule for her child because she had set them on a routine. Had they been ill like this 2 weeks before, it would have been a total disaster because everything was just all over the show. There was no routine, no one knew what they were doing, there was no set bedtime for their child and for themselves, and it would have been a lot harder to manage. So, important strategies. I mean, essentially my whole channel is based around this, so I will link some videos up above and in the description box where I think you can get started when it comes to putting your child onto a routine, bedtime, why I think it is important. But when you have a routine and you have a predictable schedule, you kind of know when a child is supposed to nap, when you're supposed to go to bed, what you're supposed to be doing when. It takes off that pressure of making decisions, which you need when you're solo parenting or unexpected busyness has cropped up. It also really allows you as the parent in charge perhaps to maintain your own wellness and just mental well-being. It's super important that you're getting exercise, you're getting quality sleep, you are having time with friends and having your community as well. It's really important for your happiness. It's important that you have a schedule so that you know when you can do certain things. Do you have a routine already? That is amazing. That means you know roughly when your kids are going to go to bed. That means you know when you are going to have time to work on your hobbies or your side business, or when you and your partner can spend time together. It allows you to optimize your day, and it is truly life-changing. Another key strategy that I talk about, and I talk about this all the time, is decluttering your home. As I've said in many videos before and on podcasts, decluttering is one of my love languages because it has changed the game for me. When you have less stuff to manage and organize, you're less of a slave to your things. And that's why there's been this massive minimalism moment, because people have realized that they are being consumed by their stuff through all of their consumption, and it puts so much stress on the family. When you're looking after your kids on your own, if we take the solo parenting example, you want less laundry, you want less toys, you want less things to clean, because even if you have a cleaner coming once a month or every 2 weeks or even once a week, you still have to be cleaning your home every single day if you have kids. It's just the way it is. Or sometimes if you have husbands too, because let's be honest, sometimes they don't want to clean either. It is really important to keep your sanity that you have less stuff to manage. It is life-changing. Maybe there's a phase in life or a time in life when you can accumulate more things, and maybe that's when you don't have small children, but it is not now. I'm telling you, if you are at the similar stage of life as me, or you're entering into motherhood, auditing your things, getting rid of the things that do not serve you, will absolutely change the game for you. And then having a solid sleep routine, I've alluded to this already. I will link some videos up above related to sleep. That is also a game changer, because without good sleep, without good nutrition and energy, you won't be able to do anything. You will be grumpy, everything will be so much harder for you. We all know what it's like to have a baby or a toddler that's underslept, and the same goes for you. So I will link some of those videos up above for you to check out, and this is going to help you have a holistic approach to managing short-term crises and challenges. Asking for help. My nemesis. Whereas decluttering is my love language, asking for help is whatever the opposite of that is. I struggle with this. I don't know where this comes from, but I have always had a hard time asking for help. And you know what? In real time, I'm going to change that narrative. I find it easy to ask and accept help. How about that? I think I feel like I'm burdening other people, and often they're telling me, no, I want to help you. No, I'm happy to help you. And as someone who gives help, I feel like that. Yeah, no, I'm so excited to help you. I want to help you. So I need to learn to receive it more, because it'll make my life so much easier, and it will allow me to give back more to other people. So it's not like I'm just receiving and feeling selfish, which is maybe where this all comes from. Accepting help, whatever that looks like for you, game changer. Simplifying your life, being more organized, knowing what is happening next, so that you can prepare for unexpected challenges, which will find us, right? Which happens to all of us, is key. And all of these things that I've mentioned, the routine, the sleep, the decluttering, all leads us to simplifying our lives, being more intentional about how we parent, and 100% changes the game. So what about you? What are things that you do when unexpected things come up? Do you feel like you go into, power action mode, or do you kind of want to be the ostrich with your head in the sand and pretend it's not all happening? I feel like I lie somewhere in the middle of that. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, I would really appreciate a review on iTunes. Share this with anyone who would benefit, and I will see you in my next video. Remember, mamas, you've got this.